Hey guys, Sleepy here, and welcome to a brand new pickups video. Got some cool stuff to share today. We're going to start off with some gifts that I received, then we'll go on to stuff from Gamefly, got stuff from GameStop, and my local game store, eBay. Not a whole lot of stuff as I've really been slowing down on pickups, but I do have some cool items. We'll start off with some gifts. First off, I did receive 2 magazines for free from work. There's a lady that stocks our magazines, and every few weeks they're constantly throwing out old issues and bringing in new issues and stuff, and she gave me a copy of each of these that she was throwing away, and so it was really cool to have these in the collection. And first one here is a special edition Time magazine, Super Mario the All-Star Video Game Changer. 40 years of Mario, goes into all kinds of cool different Mario facts, movie stuff, classic gaming, all kinds of neat stuff all about Mario and his history. So definitely look forward to reading this. That was a cool one. And then they had another one there, which is also really sweet, is Super Mario Trivia, but it also has 7 collectible character posters inside. So test your knowledge on Mario's origin story, secret levels, and trick moves, the Super Mario Brothers movie, spin-off games, all about Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Mario. So I thought this was another little cool, neat little magazine to have. I definitely look forward to reading through this and checking it out. Awesome. Nintendo does release some cool magazines over the years. Next up, I got a gift from my buddy Todd. This is a little handheld device. Came with this little pamphlet, and it is called a R3 6S handheld. And looks like this. It's a little green one. Has 2 little thumbsticks. It's got 4 buttons in the back. You got your X, Y, A, and B button. You also got a start, select, and then an FN button here. And basically, it's just like a little portable emulator. It's got a bunch of games built on it. It has Sega Dreamcast, the regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and a variety of different games. Some run better than others. I haven't really played around with it much. He let me try it out when he originally had this, and he just said that he's not really using it at all, and just said if I would want it, he would give it to me, and so he gave it to me. So I would like to play with this a little bit more, give it some play time, and tweak around with the settings and stuff, and see if you can make the games run any better. I had never heard of this thing until he bought it. I know there's a lot of these various emulator, handheld, and console things out there. So if you guys ever used one before, let me know your guys' thoughts on it. But I definitely would like to check it out because it does look cool. And a couple of the games I played on it were really fun. So definitely would like to just play around with this and see how it is. And now, I have a special gift to share with you guys from my good buddy Dean, which I have a clip filmed of that because it's actually a digital item. So let's check that out right now. Alright friends, now we're going to take a look at the gift that I received from my good buddy Dean. You guys should know him here as Vinny Corleone 62, his Escape to Gaming channel. Really good dude. Him and I have been friends for many years here on YouTube. We always get each other gifts for Christmases and birthdays and stuff. And so Dean wanted to get me a gift for Christmas / my birthday. But just like my wife, he always has a hard time finding something that I don't already own. That's why he tries not to buy a game without consulting with me first, because he's worried, you know, like he'll buy a game and then send it to me and then find out I already own it. So he asked me, hey, do you have this game? Because I think it's awesome. I've played it. I think you would enjoy it. And I was like, no, I don't. Well, he was looking for it physically at his local game stores. He doesn't have a huge selection like I do here in my area, so he was unable to find it. However, he's like, hey, there is a huge sale going on right now. This is towards like the beginning of the year. He's like, and they're having a sale on this digital version of it, and you can get it for like, I think it was like 60, 70, it was a huge % off for it. And so he got me a Xbox gift card, redeemed the code to send it to me. I was able to redeem and use the money to buy this. And it's a game I'm looking forward to eventually playing because I really love this series. We just go to where it is here because I own it digitally. And that was Dead Island 2. However, this was the Dead Island 2 Ultimate Edition. So what's cool is it contains the base game, but then it contains all of the DLC that they released for it. So I still have to install it. I just plan to install it when I'm actually going to play it, which I don't plan to play it right away. But I did want to get it downloaded and I do have all the DLC installed. Just gonna install the base game. So I have the base game to install. There's this Dead Island 2 campaign that I got to install as well. Plus, it looks like they released an enhanced textures pack, so obviously to boost the graphics, so that's kind of cool. Then the add-ons, the extra stuff it came with a Cyber Slayer Amy pack, a character pack for Silver Star Jacob, a Dead Island 2 Hoss, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 weapon pack, so I guess they got some content from that game. SOLA pack. There's a Dead Island 2 character pack here. Gaelic Queen Danny. Another character pack for Jungle Fantasy Ryan. And then there's another character pack here of Steel Horse Carla. Another character pack of Venice Vogue Bruno. Then there was the expansion pass, so that gets you the DLC right there. Golden weapons pack to have golden guns, which I always like that. I remember getting some of the golden guns from Gears of War and stuff. I always like golden stuff. Memories of Banoi pack, a Pulp weapons pack, and Red's Demise Katana. So pretty cool to get all that stuff. It's definitely the version he recommended getting for this game. He's like, if you're going to get the game, you might as well get the Ultimate Edition that has all the DLC so you can get the full experience of the game, all the expansions, everything, extra weapons, characters, everything like that. So I definitely really look forward to checking out this game. I am planning to eventually buy a physical copy of the Ultimate Edition because it does have the DLC backed up on the disc. So I'm looking to get that in the future, but I'm not in a rush. But I really do want to say thank you, Dean, so much for this wonderful Christmas and birthday gift of the Dead Island 2 Ultimate Edition. I do plan to play it this year, as I love the Dead Island series. I played Dead Island. I never did beat it, but I did enjoy it. And Dead Island Riptide, I even got the definitive editions they re-released for the Xbox One. So I'm definitely excited to eventually play through and experience Dead Island 2. But again, I just want to thank you, Dean, so much for this wonderful gift that she sent me. I really do appreciate it, my friend. Alright, I really did appreciate that gift, Dean. Thank you so much again, buddy. I can't wait to play through Dead Island 2 later this year. I'm really looking forward to it. So we'll continue on with the pickups. Next ones here are games that I've got from Gamefly. I really love Gamefly because you're able to rent games. But the really cool thing about them is you're able to use this keep option, and you can buy games for a lot cheaper than they are new. And the great thing is that if any of the games come with codes or promotional items, all of that stuff you're given, because when you rent out a game, you only get the game. You don't get the packaging. They only give you the packaging if you buy the game. So I got myself a couple of games here. The first one I got here, a really cool game for my Nintendo Switch, and that is called Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. So a re-release of that old Kirby's Dream Land game from the Wii. Really awesome Kirby game, and I got this for 35 bucks. Locally, this is still like a $55 used game, $60 game. So I'm really happy to have that. It does have really cool artwork on the inlay. Like a lot of the Switch games do have that, which I think is great. So really happy to add another Switch game to the collection. Another one here. So happy to have this added to my collection. I did play this a few weeks ago, went through it and beat it, had a lot of fun with it, and I'm definitely going to beat it again with the new Game Plus mode that they added. But that was the Alan Wake 2 Deluxe Edition, and I got this for, it was like 50 something from them, which is a great deal for it. It's gone down even more. I think now they only charge like $40 for a copy, but really happy to have this in my collection. I had a lot of fun with it. If you guys are interested in seeing me talk about the game, you guys can check out my weekly gaming playlist series that I release on Fridays. I have 2 episodes dedicated to this game where I went through and played it and beat it. Absolute blast with it. Really awesome. And like I said, what's really cool is you got the digital copy of the original Alan Wake Remaster, which I own physically, so I don't really care about it, but it did come with the code unused in there, which is really cool by buying from Gamefly used, which I do enjoy that they don't redeem the codes, and you're able to get all the stuff as if you bought a brand new copy. So that was really cool. So really happy to have Alan Wake 2. If you were a fan of Alan Wake 1, I highly recommend getting number 2. You can get it physically. Amazing game. I had a lot of fun with it, and I do want to beat it again on the new Game Plus mode later on in the future. Definitely worth grabbing. And another one that I got that I actually just beat recently as well after I beat Alan Wake 2, and this one was like $50, and was glad to get it because it was still $20 cheaper than buying it locally at the game stores, even used. And that was a copy of Atomfall. Loved this game, had a lot of fun with it, beat it recently, got all 6 endings for it, and I'm waiting for the DLC to come out, and then I'm going to buy that so that I can play the new DLC that they have planned for it. I got a master save file just in case it's one of those DLCs where it actually takes place during the main game and it's not something separate. That way I don't have to start the whole game all over again. I can load that master save file that I have, and then I can play the DLC. But I had a lot of fun with it. Highly recommend it. Now, this game did have kind of a small print run for consoles, as you know, we're leaning more and more towards that digital-only future. So these games are starting to get harder to get physically. So it's one of those that I would say that if it's something that looks interesting to you, maybe you might want to pick up a copy for yourself sooner rather than later, as these kind of games tend to get expensive and hard to find. But was really excited to have this one in my collection and absolutely loved it, and can't wait for that DLC to come out. But I definitely recommend you guys check out Atomfall. It's an amazing game, and I think you guys would really enjoy it. Now, I've got one game here that I got from Play Asia, and I ordered this back in the beginning of March, and I got it in just recently in the beginning of May. It took that long because after I bought my copy, they literally sold out at Play Asia, and they actually had to order for a batch of us who got it. It was more than just me that ordered it, and they had to wait for a shipment of these, and then it had to get shipped here from Europe because I was only able to find a European copy, and that is the game called Trepang 2, a really interesting first-person shooter that my buddy Dean told me about. And I saw they had it released digitally, but I wanted to get a physical version when I heard about it. But it was released in extremely low numbers for North America and PAL territories, and so I did get a PAL copy. And I'm glad that I got an English version, because there were a few copies that were in Italian, there were some Spanish ones, some German ones, but I wanted to get an English copy, and I was able to get one, so I was really happy that I got it from them. It was only like $35 with shipping and tax and everything. It just took forever to get here. Now, the great thing about the 9th gen consoles, 8th gen consoles and stuff, Microsoft and Sony don't do any kind of region locking anymore. You can put a European disc in your Xbox, and you'll be able to play that copy without having to worry about owning a Japanese copy, you know, or having a European console. You know, they're all region free, so all you need to do is pop the disc in there, and it'll update to your American version and everything, and you'll be able to play the game. I definitely look forward to checking it out. It's just crazy how incredibly rare this game is. So this is now my rarest Xbox One. Oh, well, actually, it's not even Xbox One, just Series X only, but my rarest Series X game in my collection. Just crazy how rare this thing is. It had a very small release window. They didn't really talk about it much. There's a lot more copies available for PlayStation 5 available out there, so if you guys want to get a copy and you have a PS5, it's pretty easy to obtain that. You could just go on eBay or something, Amazon. There's plenty of copies. Xbox is another story. It's going to be a hard find to get it. It took me quite a while to locate this copy, but I finally got it. Really happy to have it in the collection. I can't wait to play this later in the year, so really happy to have that. Now we'll go over one thing I got from GameStop, which I go to GameStop every once in a while, but I don't find a whole lot, as several of the locations around me have closed down, unfortunately. So I really am down to just having like one that's close by now. And I found one game for the PS4. It was priced at $14.99, but I have my monthly $5 off coupon I use, so I got it for $10. But that was the Ratchet & Clank for PS4. So basically, it was like a remaster or remake of the original Ratchet & Clank series. So definitely want to check out, because I love this game series. And it's got the little manual, which is printed on the back of the cover. So happy to get that. Definitely looking forward to playing that one too eventually, because I did love this series. So that was a cool find. Now we're going to stuff from eBay. First up, here's a little DVD set that I got for my wife and I to watch, as we both loved this show when we were kids, and that was the Flintstones. But this is the complete series, brand new, sealed. It was $25 with shipping, and it has all 166 episodes on 20 discs. I actually found this at a little local retro store. It was used for like $20. Unfortunately, a couple of the discs were scratched and had cracks in the center ring, and I'm like, you know, I don't really want to risk it when I could just pay $5 more and get a brand new copy from eBay. And so that's what I did, and so I'm looking forward to us eventually watching through the classic Flintstone episodes. I loved this show as a kid, and I haven't seen it in a long time, so this is definitely be fun to watch with my wife, so really happy for that. Next up, I got some Xbox 360 games here, which there's a few I have on my list that I want to get. And now that prices are starting to go down on Xbox 360 games again, that hype from last year, I mean, there's still some of those games out there that are still commanding high prices, but a lot of them went from being $200 and $300 games to being like $80 to $90, $100 games. And the ones that I'm after are still anywhere from like the 10 to 20, maybe even max to like 30. But this first one I got here is one that a buddy recommended to me. He knows I like racing games, and he suggested this one to be fun because it's an arcade racer, and this is NASCAR Unleashed. And I got this for $12 shipped. Really happy to have it. It is complete with the manual in really good condition. And it's a NASCAR, but an arcade NASCAR racer. So it's not a simulation like the normal NASCAR games are. And he said he had a lot of fun with it, and he thought that I would as well. So definitely looking forward to playing this one eventually. So you guys will see me talk about this in a future episode of my weekly gaming playlist series. But really happy to have this added to my 360 collection. And the other one here is one that I've been after for a while. Just been waiting to find it for a good deal. It's for a little subset for the Xbox 360. I only need one more after I have this one. This is the Lego Batman game, but it's a combo pack that came with the original Batman movie, which is really cool. There were 5 games total. I have the 3. Now I've got 4 of the 5, so I got one more to get. And it's just really cool because it comes with the game. You got the game disc there, you got your manual, and then it has the actual copy of the movie in the back. So it's really neat, the different ones of these that they had for the 360. And I ran into 3 of these that I bought at a little random retro video game store that popped up at a mall by my house that was there for like 6 months. And then the mall went out of business, and the guy had to move, and he just said he was just going to start selling online only and took all his inventory. But he had a really cool big last day sale where all stuff was 50% off, and I bought a couple of these copies. I had never even heard of them, that they had these combo ones, until I saw them in his store. So that was really cool. And so ever since, I've been looking for these other ones off and on, and finally ran into one for a decent price. So this one was I think it was like 17 some dollars with tax, but really happy to add another one to the collection. And now the final one here is one that I just bought recently. Saw this up there at the game store, made sure it was complete and everything, and I was priced at $105, but I had a $5 off points coupon. They have a thing where every time you buy stuff, you earn money into your account, and then you can use that money to redeem. So I had $5 and I used that on it. So with tax it was like $107, but I got the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Collector's Edition, which is really cool because they had the regular version there for $60, but I thought, you know, I would really just like to get the Collector's Edition. I don't have a whole lot of them for the Nintendo Switch. I do love the Legend of Zelda series. It's a personal favorite of mine from Nintendo ever since I played that original one on NES, and it's in really good condition, and it's complete with everything. It comes with the game, of course. It comes with an art book. It comes with a steel book, a pin set, and then icon art poster. So that's really cool. I already opened it up and have everything set out here, so it's easier for me to show you guys. But here's the steel poster. It comes in this really nice box in really good condition. So the person who had this took care of it. So there you have that. And then you have the really cool metal poster. That's really awesome. And on the back, there's a little place where you can take this sticky magnet, and then you can stick it like on a refrigerator or something. I'm just going to leave it in this nice little collectible box just to take care of it for now. Eventually, later on, when we move to a new place, I'd like to put it out on display. But for now, that's where it'll stay. And then you have the rest of the box part here. So you have the steel book, which I do love steel books. And it's really cool how they have these little Nintendo Switch ones. It's got some cool artwork on the inside of that as well, so that was cool. Then, of course, you've got the game, and it's regular plain case there. I already took the case, the game out, and put it in my bag where I have the rest of my loose Switch games. I don't store them in the cases. I keep them in a little bag that I have next to my Switch, so I got that. And then there's just a little box part it came in. It came with this cool little pin set. So that's pretty neat. Little different symbols from the game in there. So that was a neat little collectible to have. And then it also has the art book, which is still brand new and sealed. So the previous owner did not even open it to use it. I will be opening it later on and checking it out. For now, I'll just leave it sealed. But it was really cool to get that. Like I said, I don't get too many I don't have too many collector's editions for the Nintendo Switch. I have a few, so it's always cool adding new ones, especially if it's for a franchise that I love, like The Legend of Zelda. I did play the Tears of the Kingdom on my buddy Todd's Switch for several hours. Really loved it, and I wanted to eventually add it to my collection. And it's just one of those, you know, I would say, I was like, you know, I want it, but I'll pick it up whenever I find it for a decent price. So they had the collector's edition for a good deal, and so I picked it up. And really happy to, and definitely looking forward to playing and beating that one. That's one of those long games that you can get hundreds of hours in, so I am looking forward to playing it. I also got to play Breath of the Wild as well, which I own that on the Wii U, but I want to get it for the Nintendo Switch here, so I'll be looking for a decent copy for that later on down the road. But there you guys go. That's all my pickups. Like I said, I'm not picking up a whole lot of stuff, just picking up some odds and ends of stuff here and there. Have some small list of recommendations from you guys for my weekly gaming playlist series to buy, and just a few personal favorites of titles and stuff that I'm looking for myself. But otherwise, I'm pretty satisfied with my collection. Let me know what you guys have been picking up lately. Always love hearing about your guys' pickups. I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day. Sleepy will see ya next time.